If your life feels stuck, it's not because you're missing some secret hack or magical motivation. It's because you're doing things right now that are quietly killing your growth. Want to finally move forward? Then stop doing these. Growth isn't just about what you do, it's about what you stop doing. Every breakthrough begins by cutting the habits that hold you back. In this video, we're calling out 5 silent saboteurs that drain your focus, energy, and progress. If you're ready to level up, this is where it starts. Number 1, stop waiting for perfect conditions. Let's be honest, how many dreams have you shelved because the timing wasn't right? How many ideas have you buried because the stars didn't align? The illusion of perfect conditions is one of the most deceptive traps holding people back from real growth. We tell ourselves, I'll start when I have more time. I'll begin when I feel more confident. I'll take the leap when things settle down. But here's the hard truth. Perfect conditions don't exist. They are a myth, a story we tell ourselves to delay action. And while we wait for that magical day when everything feels just right, time passes, opportunities vanish, and our confidence withers from disuse. Growth doesn't happen when everything is aligned. Growth happens when you decide to take action despite the mess, the chaos, the fear. Think about this. The most successful people you admire didn't wait for perfect conditions. They started with what they had, where they were, and they figured it out on the way. They didn't let the absence of certainty stop them. They leaned into motion and let momentum create clarity. Perfection is procrastination in disguise. It's the safety net we cling to because starting is scary. It makes us vulnerable. It forces us to face the possibility of failure. But here's what separates the achievers from the dreamers. Achievers act anyway. They know that growth lives on the other side of risk. Let me remind you of something powerful. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be willing to begin. You can refine, adapt, and improve along the way. It's like steering a car. You can't change direction if you're not moving. The clarity you're waiting for often only shows up once you're already in motion. Here's the mindset shift. Instead of asking, is this the perfect time? Ask, what small step can I take today? Even the tiniest action is infinitely more valuable than the most elaborate plan that never leaves your notebook. Think about nature. Trees don't wait for the ideal temperature to grow. Rivers don't pause for ideal flow. Growth is messy, unpredictable, and often inconvenient. But it's real, and that's what matters. There's a quote I love. Don't wait. The time will never be just right. That's not just motivational fluff. It's a reminder that if you want to create change, you must begin before you feel ready. Start now, because 5 years from now, you'll wish you had. Let's flip the script. Instead of being paralyzed by the need for perfection, adopt a launch and learn approach. Start small, start scrappy, but start. Let action be your teacher. Let mistakes be your mentors. Done is always better than perfect, because perfect doesn't exist, but progress does. And progress compounds. Every single day that you act imperfectly but consistently, you build momentum, you build confidence, you build the version of yourself that doesn't just dream about growth, but actually lives it. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for clarity. Stop waiting for the fear to go away. Because growth doesn't come to the most prepared. It comes to the most committed. And that starts with one imperfect, powerful decision. Start now. Number 2, stop saying yes to everything. There's a powerful truth that can change your life. Every yes is a trade. You're not just saying yes to an opportunity. You're saying no to something else. Maybe it's your time, your energy, your peace, your priorities. And yet we say yes all the time to things that don't matter, to people who drain us, to distractions dressed up as obligations. Why? Because we don't want to disappoint. Because we confuse being busy with being productive. Because we're afraid that if we say no, we'll miss out or let someone down. But here's the reality. Saying yes to everything is the fastest way to kill your growth. When your calendar is packed with commitments that don't align with your goals, when your day is filled with tasks that don't serve your future, you're living someone else's agenda, not your own. You cannot do great things when you are distracted by small things. Saying yes to everything means you're saying no to focus, no to deep work, no to rest, no to your most important work. Over time, those small trade-offs compound. You look up and wonder why you feel stuck, scattered, and stressed. The answer is simple. You've given away your time to things that don't move you forward. You need to become ruthless about protecting your focus. That doesn't mean being unkind. It means being clear. When you say no to something that doesn't align with your mission, you're saying yes to your vision, your purpose, your future self. Think of the people who make a real impact. They don't do it by being available to everyone and everything. They do it by choosing carefully. They know that focus is a force multiplier. The more focused you are, the faster you grow. The more aligned your choices are, the more powerful your results. Here's how to flip the script. Start treating every request for your time as a decision about your life. Because that's exactly what it is. If something isn't a clear yes, it's a no. If it doesn't move you forward, let it go. The more you protect your yes, the more powerful it becomes. Practice saying this. I appreciate the opportunity, but I'm focusing on fewer priorities right now. Or simply, thank you, but I can't commit to that at the moment. No apology, no guilt, just clarity. Because when you say yes to fewer things, You give your best energy to the things that actually matter. You build momentum. You build mastery. You start showing up with power, not pressure. You stop surviving your schedule and start owning your direction. This isn't just about productivity. It's about identity. Every yes shapes who you become. Every no sharpens your path. When you start filtering your choices through the lens of your values and vision, everything changes. You stop drifting and start building. You stop reacting and start leading. So stop saying yes out of fear. Stop saying yes to be polite. Stop saying yes because it's easier than explaining why not. Say yes with intention, or not at all. Because in the end, growth isn't just about what you do. It's about what you don't allow. And every no to distraction is a yes to becoming unstoppable. Number 3, stop comparing yourself to others. Comparison is the thief of joy, but worse than that, it's the killer of growth. You scroll through someone else's highlight reel on social media, see their success, their confidence, their momentum, and suddenly your progress feels small. Your pace feels slow. Your life feels behind. But here's what you need to remember. You're not behind. You're on your... Comparison is a broken measuring stick. It's like judging a marathon runner by a sprinter's split time. It doesn't account for your starting line, your struggles, or your unique pace. And yet we keep falling into the trap. We look sideways instead of forward. We measure ourselves by someone else's scoreboard. But growth is not a race. It's not a competition. It's a commitment to being better than you were yesterday, not better than someone else today. When you compare, you shrink your power. You stop focusing on what you can control, your habits, your mindset, your daily actions, and start obsessing over things you can't. Someone else's timeline, someone else's results, someone else's life. Let me be clear, they are not your competition. Your only real competition is who you were last week, last month, last year. You don't need to be faster, you need to be focused. You don't need to catch up, you need to keep going. The real danger of comparison is that it distracts you from your lane. And when you're constantly distracted, you can't build momentum. You can't go deep. You can't grow roots. You get stuck in a cycle of doubt, constantly second-guessing your progress, because it doesn't look like someone else's. So how do you stop comparing? You zoom in. You stop looking at what others are doing, and start tracking what you're doing. Your habits, your wins, your challenges. You focus on measurable, meaningful progress. You ask, am I getting 1% better today? That's the question that drives real lasting change. And when you do look around, do it with intention, not envy. Use other people's success as inspiration, not judgment. If someone is doing what you want to do, study them, learn from them. Be curious, not critical. Their win doesn't mean you're lost. In fact, their success is proof that it's possible. Celebrate it, and then get back to work. Because the truth is, the people you admire, they didn't get there by comparing. They got there by committing, day after day, quietly, consistently, without needing applause, without needing to look around for validation. That's what real growth looks like. You don't need to go viral. You don't need 1 million followers. You don't need to outpace anyone else. You need to stay in your lane, water your own roots, trust your own pace, and show up, even when it feels slow. So stop measuring your chapter 2 against someone else's chapter 20. Stop thinking you're not enough, because someone else is ahead. They're not ahead, they're just different. And you're not late. You're just on your own timeline. Own it. Because the moment you stop comparing and start focusing, you reclaim your power. You stop chasing and start building. And that's where unstoppable growth begins. Number 4, stop avoiding discomfort. Here's an uncomfortable truth. If you want to grow, you have to get uncomfortable. Discomfort isn't a signal to stop. It's a signal that you're stretching. It means you're doing something different, something new, something that challenges who you were yesterday. And that's where growth begins. But most people avoid discomfort like it's the enemy. We run from hard conversation. We back away from new challenges. We delay the workout, dodge the risk, procrastinate on the project. Why? Because comfort feels good. It feels safe. But safe isn't the goal. Strong is, brave is, free is. And none of those come from staying comfortable. Look around. Every meaningful change you've ever made probably started with a moment of discomfort. Maybe it was saying no when you used to say yes. Maybe it was waking up early to pursue your dream. Maybe it was taking a leap into something uncertain. That discomfort, that was the cost of growth. And the truth is, you can't avoid that cost. Not if you're serious about evolving. Think about this like building muscle. If you go to the gym and only lift the weights that are easy, your body doesn't change. Your muscles don't grow. But when you pick up the heavier load, when you feel the tension, the burn, the shake, that's the moment your body begins to adapt. That's when transformation begins. Life works the same way. You don't grow by avoiding challenges. You grow by stepping into them. You grow by making discomfort your ally, not your excuse. It's easy to convince yourself that staying comfortable is the smarter path. But over time, it becomes the trap that keeps you small. Comfort zones don't protect you. They contain you. And here's what's even more important. When you avoid discomfort now, you don't escape it. You just delay it. You trade today's stretch for tomorrow's regret. You trade progress for stagnation. And eventually, you pay the price in missed opportunities, untapped potential, and the quiet ache of what if. So how do you embrace discomfort? Start small. Start intentionally. Start with controlled resistance. Say yes to the thing that scares you a little. Shake up when you usually stay silent. Push for one more rep. Make the phone call. Take the risk. Begin the thing you've been putting off. You don't need to be fearless. You need to be willing. There's a reason every meaningful path comes with resistance. It's the tension that shapes you. Discomfort is the forge of resilience, confidence, and capability. It's not a punishment. It's a proving ground. Every time you lean into it, you get stronger. You expand what you're capable of. You train your mind to know that fear isn't fatal, and discomfort isn't danger. It's just the next step. Because the difference between where you are and where you want to be, it's a bridge made of uncomfortable decisions, and you can't cross it by staying in place. So the next time you feel the discomfort rising, lean in. That's the moment your old identity is being challenged. That's the moment your new self is being born. Discomfort is not the end of the road. It's the beginning of your transformation. Welcome it. Embrace it. Because your greatest growth lives on the other side of it. Number 5. Stop overthinking and start executing. Here's a truth most people don't want to hear. Thinking won't change your life. Doing will. You can read all the books, watch all the videos, make all the plans, but if you never take action, nothing changes. Overthinking is a silent killer. It disguises itself as preparation, but in reality, it's just fear in disguise. We think we're being productive when we're just circling the runway, never taking off. You don't need another strategy. You need to. The problem isn't that you're not smart enough or talented enough. The problem is you're stuck in your head. You're waiting for the perfect plan, the perfect moment, the perfect confidence before you act. But clarity doesn't come before action. It comes because of action. Motion creates momentum. Momentum creates clarity, and clarity creates results. Overthinking, on the other hand, creates hesitation. It builds imaginary obstacles. It takes a single decision and inflates it into a life or death crisis. Suddenly, you're thinking in loops, second-guessing your instincts, convincing yourself it's not the right time, not the right move, not the right you. But here's the truth. You don't need perfect. Just progress. Your first step doesn't need to be brilliant. It just needs to be real. Start where you are, with what you have, and let the doing lead the learning. The most successful people aren't the ones with flawless plans. They're the ones who show up consistently and adjust as they go. You can't steer a parked car. The wheel only turns once you're in motion. The key is to break the pattern. When you feel yourself overthinking, do something. Send the email, make the call, launch the project, try the thing. Let reality shape your strategy, not hypotheticals. Execution beats endless evaluation every time. Number 6, stop surrounding yourself with the wrong people. Who you spend your time with shapes who you become. The people around you are either fueling your growth or draining your energy. If you're not careful, the wrong circle can hold you back, limit your potential, and make your journey to success unnecessarily hard. The truth is simple. You can't grow in an environment that stunts you. Think about it. When you're around people who constantly complain, criticize, or settle for mediocrity, it becomes harder to stay motivated. It's like trying to run a marathon with weights strapped to your ankle. Every negative comment, every limiting belief, every "you can't do that" you hear adds more weight. Over time, you start to feel heavy. You start to question your own potential, and without even realizing it, you begin to shrink to match the expectations of those around you. But here's the powerful truth. Growth thrives in an environment of support, positivity, and challenge. The people you surround yourself with should be a reflection of where you want to go, not where you've been. They should inspire you to be better, push you to be bolder, and challenge you to think bigger. If your circle doesn't elevate you, it will drain you. It will pull you back into your comfort zone, where nothing changes and nothing grows. So how do you cultivate the right environment for growth? First, start by recognizing the influence your circle has. Do the people around you support your dreams? Do they celebrate your wins, no matter how small? Do they push you to level up, or do they encourage you to stay where you are? If your relationships aren't inspiring you to take bold action and live your best life, it's time for a change. You need people who will remind you of your worth when you forget it. People who won't let you settle for good enough when you're meant for greatness. You need those who will lift you up, not hold you down. And when you're feeling lost, they should be the ones to challenge you to get back on track, not drag you into their doubts. But this isn't just about cutting out toxic people.
It's about being intentional with the people you invite into your life. Seek out those who inspire you, those who believe in your potential even when you don't. Surround yourself with people who push you to think bigger, do more, and be better. Sometimes the people you need most aren't the ones closest to you today. You may need to seek out mentors, join communities of like-minded individuals, or build new relationships with people who share your values and vision. This might mean stepping out of your comfort zone, but it's the only way to accelerate your growth. And here's something critical. It's not just about what others bring to you, it's about what you bring to them too. Be the kind of person who uplifts others. Share your knowledge, your energy, and your passion. When you surround yourself with a community of mutual support, it becomes a powerful, positive feedback loop. You inspire them, and they inspire you. If you've been around people who constantly drain you, challenge you, or put down your ambitions, don't feel guilty for distancing yourself. Your growth is worth protecting. Sometimes that means letting go of relationships that no longer serve your purpose. It's not selfish, it's self-respect. But here's the key. Don't wait for the perfect circle to find you, actively create it. Invest in the relationships that propel you forward. Find the people who make you feel like anything is possible. These are the people who will celebrate your wins, encourage you when you struggle, and challenge you to reach new heights. So ask yourself, are the people around you helping you rise, or are they keeping you grounded in mediocrity? Because your environment is either fueling your fire or extinguishing it. Choose wisely, protect your energy, surround yourself with those who believe in your potential, and who will remind you of it when you forget. Because growth doesn't happen alone. It happens together with the right people, by your side.